What are you, a 2-4?
A 2.
Yeah, that's it. Here you go.
Thanks.
Look, I'm really sorry.
Just don't, okay?
What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sistas. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
Alright, Sisters fans, I feel like I have to bring this up every single week, but, you know, when is Karen going to get over it? I mean, in reality, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, because in Sisters' timeline, it's only been like a day, right? Yeah, this is like, shit. Yeah, isn't this like less than 24 hours since the whole grocery store encounter? If I'm not mistaken, that is. Either that or about 24 or 40. It's been a day it's been a day and some change, give or take. Because, what was it? Zach got thrown out. Yeah, that's right. The sexcapade happened before they met in the grocery store. So it's been about a day. But I really wanted to talk about Fatima and how she's being written. And nope, I mean, I have no problem with the character herself. I just feel like the way she's being portrayed. So go ahead and please take a moment to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content to the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. So yet again, Fatima's pretty much being written to be everybody's like punching bag or just a doormat to walk all over. Specifically when it comes to, Karen and Andi. Like, you know, she shut Zach down. Pretty much saying, hey, this is my job. You don't just show up like this. Like, okay, my bad. So I'm pretty sure Zach isn't going to do that again unless they're officially together and, like, let's say he brings by a gift or whatever. But I was just really thinking about the fact that, you know, Andi kind of has something to say about everything. Yet Karen just doesn't even want to give Fatima the time of day, let alone be in the same vicinity as her. I mean, it was hard to tell what made her more bitter at the end of the episode when she was at the location of the photo shoot. The fact that she could detect some Gary bullshit, or the fact that Fatima was even around. I just feel like one of those two things, if not both, were the reason she had a sour face the entire time. But I feel like for me, you know, in the next preview, even there's a moment where it looks like after the wedding, whether or not it goes down, the women leave. Fatima and Karen meet up in the parking lot. I can't tell like who's approaching who, but Fatima's like, look, I don't want it to be friction between us every time we meet up. Why? Because you didn't know, right? And then Karen just walks off. So I feel like, you know, Fatima, again, nothing against her. She just wants to, I wouldn't even say that Fatima wants everybody to like her, but Fatima is going to be Fatima, and if she feels like she's wronged somebody, she wants to make it right. But in all honesty, how many times do we have to say it? She did nothing wrong. I mean, for me personally, I've mentioned it several times. Every time Zach tried to bring up his ex, she didn't want to hear about it. And technically speaking, she never defined what she and Zach were, even though he asked a few times. So what are we doing? So, you know, I get it from a woman's perspective. If they say, Jeremy, Zach is a grown man. If he can't tell that even though he and Fatima aren't technically a thing, she's having sex with him, allowing him to stay with her, leveling him up, shouldn't he know better than to mess around with anybody else, especially an ex, a recent ex at that? That's fair. But at the same time, hey, they weren't together. So I wouldn't even call it an entanglement. I mean, they weren't even on a break. I feel like in Karen's mind, they were on a break. I feel like and a lot of people have said this before, I feel like what has Karen so bitter, aside from the fact that she feels like a scorned ex who wasn't even mentioned by her ex in his new relationship or whatever you want to call it, is the fact that this isn't the routine. This isn't the two-step they always do. They fight, they break up, they go out, do their own thing, and then they come back together. I feel like for me, what really has Karen pissed off is the fact that Zach found somebody else and now he doesn't want to come back, so to speak. It's the fact that you always come crawling back to me like a dog, but this time around, you don't even want to talk about it. You don't even want to. It's like, I mean, it's bad enough she feels scorned that she wasn't brought up in a conversation with his new woman, but now you're mad because Zach doesn't even want to talk to you about, you know, what you two kind of had in the salon. It's like, look, here's $5,000. I owe you $77,000 total. I'm going to pay the debt. And I think I got my math wrong in my episode review where I talked about how Zach had like $70,000, but I got it mixed up. He got, what was it, 25 from Fatima chain breakers, but it was 50,000 that the woman was offering him for the stock info, but he owes Karen 77, well 72 now that he paid her 5. So I'm just sitting up here thinking like, Karen is just going to be mad about everything. She's going to be mad at Fatima. She's going to be mad at Zach. She's dismissive towards Aaron. She's going to be even more pissed off at Andi due to this whole situation with Gary and the surprise marriage. There's just a lot going on, and I just feel like Fatima is going to get the brunt of her anger, even though it's undeserved whatsoever. And now let's talk about what Andi had to say to Fatima about the whole Zach situation.
I like Zach. I always did. Now, I don't like him for Karen because I always thought she could do better. But just so you know, I always liked him. And that's all I'm going to say about this.
All I gotta say is Andi's a piece of work. I mean, she decides to interject herself into other people's lives without even asking, yet when there's legit reason for her friends to be concerned, she doesn't want them to talk about it, let alone know about what she's going through. So as soon as Fatima came in, it's like, it's just some old bullshit. Look, let me tell you right now, I'm not going to betray my best friend. So it's like, what do you mean by betray? I mean, do you think Fatima is going to ask, Andi, don't tell Karen anything about Zach coming over today? It's like, nobody asked you. But in some kind of twisted way, I guess Andi was kind of unofficially giving her blessing for Fatima to see Zach. It's like, I've always liked Zach. I just didn't like him for Karen because I think she could do better. And that's all I got to say about it. It's like, okay, so you're basically saying that Karen is too good for Zach, but you think Fatima's just right for him? Andi, again, I feel like everybody's been saying this for such a long time. You're such a hypocrite, and you're the last person to try to judge somebody. I mean, you're giving Fatima a hard time because Karen giving you a hard time because she feels you held out on her about information about Zach and Fatima when Fatima knew nothing, and Karen's upset for apparently her trash being taken and turned into somebody else's treasure. So you're basically kind of it's almost like you're side swiping Fatima because Karen's mad at you over some bullshit. And Fatima saved your ass. Fatima should have just let your ass get beat in the parking lot. Every time Andi does something like this to Fatima, I'm just sitting there thinking, if she didn't come out of that car with that gun, you would have been a goner. So, yeah, I'm just... And then, you know, like I mentioned before, you know, Karen's cold to her at the damn photo shoot. Then it's going to be cold to her in the parking lot. I hope that, you know, when Zach comes over, they just have a good time. I hope it's the best time, because I think there's an episode coming up called Being a Boy where Zach tells Karen everything about how he feels about Fatima, and I hope this just hits her in the face, but like not just the humble pie, but the humble pie factory, because I'm so over Fatima being treated this way by these characters who she's doing nothing but being kind to. So I really hope Fatima, her and Zach hook up and they are the best couple on the damn show. Even though I think Danny and Preston take that title, Danny's the one who ruins most of the relationship than Preston, but still. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Look, I understand Zach and Fatima not hooking up right away. I completely understand that. I'm glad they didn't just hop back together in episode 1, stretch it out a little. But what I'm not going to tolerate are these characters, these so-called best friends, tag teaming on Fatima, and she's just trying to live her life. That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I feel like I'm not in the minority on this. I feel like a lot of people, and I'm not just saying this as a Karen hater or a Fatima fanboy. I'm just saying what's right. So let's talk about it in the comment section below. Yeah, let's have a good discussion. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.